Hi there, Carolyn Smith here. I'm the president of Flourish for Life Ministries and Crusade Director and assistant to Dave at Under the Influence Ministries. My husband Jim and I do a lot of traveling throughout the year, whether it's for ministry, for helping people, for family, whatever it is. We love to travel. Travel's hard on your body. Hotel rooms suck. The beds are never comfortable. The food stinks, but the great reward is in being with people and helping them out wherever they happen to be. So if you're watching this video, you may be about to go on a trip. And whether you're going with us on a mission trip or you just like to travel, I'd like to share with you some 311 rules to make your trip easier. Here we have a 1-quart Ziploc bag. Doesn't have to be this brand. This is not an ad. 1-quart Ziploc bag, and it complies with the 311 rule. In case you don't know, 311 originally stood for 3 ounces, 1 container, 1 quart in volume. Now, excuse me, I've got an itch. Wherever you go in the world, the rules are different for what an acceptable 1-quart bag is. For instance, in London, if you go through Heathrow, they're super, super picky. They don't allow this to be anything but clear. It must be clear. It must be 8 by 8 or smaller, and it must be sealable. Anywhere around the world, though, your just normal Ziploc baggie is going to comply with standards. If you want something fancy, you go for it. You can find a TSA compliant bags in many stores. However, when the zipper breaks, you might end up coming back to this little guy anyway. So let's go ahead and get into, first of all, what are the goals of a 311 bag? First of all, you want to travel light so you can travel far and faster. So in the case of a 311 bag, less is more. Just because you have space in your bag doesn't mean you need to fill it. My last trip, this is what was in my bag. It may look like a lot of stuff, but we were in a place that had mosquitoes that could cause disease. So I have a heavy-duty repellent. I have some Vaseline for shining my shoes and for lip gloss. I have Tiger Balm because I'm a little older now. Things get sore, and I really need a moisturizer. Also, because cosmetics can take up a lot of space, I like to take an eye contact container and put lipstick on one side, foundation on the other. You could do this for toothpaste and moisturizer. You'd be shocked at how little you use in a trip. So this is a phenomenal way to save space. Also, sometimes you can combine things. Like I have a wrinkle releaser that I really like. I also have something that freshens up my fabrics so that they can last longer, so I don't have to pack as much, or I can go longer between washing clothes in the sink. And so I found a good combination of wrinkle releaser and fabric freshener that I created, and took a few tries, but it was worth it. So just want to say less is more. If you can fit less into your bag, by all means do it, because you'll be traveling lighter. Another thing I want to point out, the 311 rule, it was 3 ounces. It's actually 3.4 ounces, which is 100 milliliters. So in all truth, it should be the 100-1-1 rule. We're one of the few countries in the United States that uses the Old English system for measurements. Something I want to point out, the 311 rule, 3.4 ounces looks different on different containers. I have 2, I'm sure you can see them. I have 2 toothpastes from the same company that look like they're roughly the same size. However, one of them is 3.4 ounces exactly, and one of them is 4 ounces. You can't really tell the difference, but TSA knows, and they're going to stop you if you bring the wrong size and they notice it. I just, on a recent trip, I had someone ask, hey, can I bring this 4-ounce bottle of something, a personal care item? And I said, no, the 311 rule is 3.4 or less. He purchased the item anyway. He brought it along. It was confiscated before his trip even began. I felt so bad for him. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I want your trip to go smoothly. Now, even if you have this 4-ounce something and there's just a tiny little bit left, obviously not 4 ounces. TSA doesn't care. It says 4 ounces on the container, so you will have this tossed or confiscated. So there you go. One of the things you can do is to create a replacement, okay? Just for example, I have a soap. Let me show you. Okay. I have a container like this where I bought a bar of shampoo. And that bar of shampoo I use for my hair, I use for my body, and I use for hand washing in the sink. Many of the places I go are warmer. And so my clothing will dry out within 24 hours, 48. I think I had a 3-day pair of jeans. I don't know why I washed them. Don't even bring jeans. Like, it's dumb. I'm sorry. I love you. I do it. They're comfortable, but when I've not brought them, that's been fabulous. Back to the topic. If you can find something like that and they're actually very common, do it. I cut mine up. I have a half a bar. This is what's left of my half bar of shampoo. This is what's left of my half bar of conditioner. Fits nicely in here. I even threw a little thing of Dove. Again, not an ad. It all fits in together, and this is what I use to clean anything I bring on the trip. Frankly, it's been great to not have that in 3-1-1. You can go ahead, you can get toothpaste tablets, you can get deodorants, you can get all kinds of personal care items that are solids. If it sprays, if it smears, if it spreads, if it squirts, that's a liquid, and you're going to have to fit it into your quart bag. So just keep that in mind. What else would we like to cover here? I think that just about that covers it. Also, if you can find items that, like, I love this deodorant, but it's super bulky. I fit it into the container of a deodorant that I hate. I will never buy this deodorant again, but it's a fantastic size. It's thin. It's not round. Round items don't pack well. You'll get fewer things in. So yeah, I'll just slip it into the new container. Also, one more thing you might consider putting into your liquid bag. This is important. If you have powders, go ahead and put those into your liquid bags, because when you go through TSA for security, those powders, somehow they diffract rays in the machine. And so your bag is more likely to get pulled over if you have a powder. Also, if you have, do I have any with me? Yes. If you have wipes. Wipes are another reason you get pulled. I got pulled over 4 times in a row within a short period of time. And finally, I just asked the agent, what's up with this? And they said, well, even though it's technically not a liquid, because your wipes are absorbing the liquid, because it can squeeze out, they often get pulled over. So just think about what makes your TSA agent happier, what makes their day better, and go with that. Also, if you are traveling with medicines, they do not have to fit in your 3-1-1 bag. That is an exception to the rule. I would still keep them together if I were you. Make sure that they are in clearly marked containers. The original containers are best, because in some countries they will throw away your even very expensive medicine if they're not in the original container with your name on it, or if you're a parent with a child, that child's name on it. Make sure that they're up to date. If your doctor's prescribed an over-the-counter medicine, ask your doctor in advance to have you printed out a label that you can place on that medicine so you can go through screening, because in some countries and some airports that will be thrown away. Also, another thing that will get confiscated, some countries have medicines that are not like things that are over the counter here may be illegal in other countries. For instance, there are antihistamines here in America we use in the United States are illegal in Mexico. So you need a prescription, or just leave them at home. Leave them at home. I don't even know if you can, maybe you can bring a prescription on that. Not sure. But leave it at home if you can, because you just don't want to hold up the line for that. You don't want to have your money thrown away because you brought something that you can't bring into the country. Okay, one last thing about packing. You want to be able to fit as much into your bag as possible before culling things. First of all, try to live out of your 311 bag for a week. And if you find there are things you don't use, probably don't need to bring them on the trip. Just to let you know, leave them. Don't go by what if I need, go by what do I truly need. Chances are good that if you do need something, there's probably a store nearby. There's probably a store nearby and you can purchase a new one. If there's not a store nearby to purchase a new one, go ahead and ask yourself, is there a reason I need something that these folks here are getting along just fine without? Just saying. Might be a new lighter life for you. So one more thing, and my visual aid for this, not so great, but obviously I'm not a big makeup person. People who carry makeup, you need to know this. If you're going to save space on your trip, which is a huge big deal, make sure that you're packing smart, okay? Pretend these wonderful office supplies are makeup items. Your pencils, your brushes, that kind of thing. Go ahead and line them up, stack them on the bottom. Then put your bulky items on top, and then you can also slip things on the side from there. This is the way that you get the most things in the smallest space possible. This can save you fees on check bags, on carry-ons, on underseat items, and it can also fit more things into your 311 if you just have a big beauty routine that requires a lot of stuff. So that's it for now. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up so I know to make more. Also, if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll go ahead and give you a few links for some solid alternatives to your liquid supplies. God bless you, and I'll talk to you